Okay, I'm here with my good buddy Ryan, and he's just gonna shoot a video for me of here's Tanana. And I usually don't do this. I've always thought this would make a kind of a good little video. We'll cruise around Tanana, and I mean, it can happen. You can take a video of the entire town of Tanana pretty darn fast. So on this, I just left the airport, which we'll go back to, and there's a plane coming in real soon. So you'll get to see what happens when an airplane comes in to Tanana. We'll finish it off with that. But this is the Tribal Council, Native Council of Tanana, Tribal Council property here. And, you know, we're looking at kind of like the shop area, you know, where the equipment is. And, yeah, that's all the equipment. And that was James Roberts of Yukon Men. Just drove by in his truck. And on the other side there, that's the elders' home. There's about 8 elders in there that are taken care of. And you know, if you live on the Yukon River, you know, a lot of times when you get old, you'll move to the elders' home. And it's got some tribal council offices there too. And now we're kind of getting on the left here, where these are more tribal council offices. This is where all the people that handle all the secretary work and business work of everything the tribe does. They run a health clinic and handle a lot of the road work now in Tanana. And let's see, we have that's a water plant. And right here, kind of a little to my left, is the Marjorie J. Summers School. It's a elementary high school, and home of the Wolves. That's the basketball team that made up of all the high school kids and elementary school kids. This is the Tanana Clinic, just a small clinic, but you know, if somebody gets in some severe trouble, they have, you know, some, you know, medical stuff in there that they can keep you alive, as long as you know, hopefully keep you alive until a medevac plane can come in from Fairbanks, 150 miles to the southeast from here. And there's so these are where the clinic people live that come into town. A lot of the people that work in the tribal council are local people, but there's they have PAs come in, physicians assistants come in from all over. There's some of the tribal council equipment and shop and stuff. And I do work for the tribal council. It's kind of joint city tribal council work that gets that's done on keeping the roads open and stuff like that around town, and also the road to Fairbanks. When the ice gets thick enough, we'll open up a road, but that won't happen until February, and the ice will get thick enough and we'll be able to put a truck road across the river, and then DOT from the nearest village to the south will start keeping that road open, and people will be able to drive from Tanana for a short period of a few months till the ice gets rocked. And so this is the what we call Airport Road. It's heading into the central part of Tanana, and on the left here is the laundromat. This is called the laundromat, but really it's mainly the water plant that pumps water out of the ground or from the river. This time of year we actually use the river water. They run pipes into the river because the river is crystal clear. not all silty like in summer. And it pumps it into here, fills up a big tank and back, and then they pump it out to all the homes in the central area of Tanana. A lot of the homes on the outskirts, well, all the homes on the outskirts of Tanana, like my home, do not have water. It's too long to run the pipes and stuff like that. And okay, and this place on the left here, this is a famous place. This is called the Village Center, and this place here used to be where the famous Yukon Men show was made. The camera people would all stay in there, and it's been fixed up quite a bit since when they stayed in it. It was kind of run down, but it's been all redone completely. Tribal Council owns it now, and yep, and so that's a famous place, that Yukon Men place. And now we're into homes. These are all homes on 3rd Street. This is the back street of Tanana, and we're looking at homes, you know, some log cabins, some fairly new aluminum sided places. On the left here, this is the old laundromat. This is just an old laundromat. This first place here. The next place, that's also the same color kind of, is the power plant in Tanana. That runs power through all these wires to all the homes in Tanana. Everybody pretty much has power. Not everybody has water, yeah. And this is the city shop. It's got one bay. The first bay has a fire truck in it, and that's the one I take care of. And then the next 2 bays are, we have 2 pieces of heavy equipment in each bay, and we have all sorts of heavy equipment in various stages of operation and decay, all in the backyard there. And this next place is what we call the graveyard. This is where I go when I need parts for any of the city equipment. It's just got a lot of broken down old vehicles that'll never run again, cats, graders, dump trucks. Coming up, where this is the main part of Tanana as far as, you know, residential also, kind of half residential, half business, you know, with the city garage and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is, you know, like I say, log cabins that are, some of them pretty old. Yep, some of them pretty old. And some of them fairly new. And now this is another famous corner of Tanana. This is this thing here, just a little to my right, is the famous Pat Moore of Yukon Men show, TV show. And he still has a few dogs left, even though we've had this fish crisis and everybody's had to get rid of his dogs. He and his kids have kept a small team for the kids to run. It's now the racing kennels no more. The large number of dogs are gone. They probably have 8 dogs or something like that. And Pat's in there right now. Just saw him this morning. Ryan here, who's filming, he went and saw Pat because he, you know, used to film Pat all the time. And yeah, see, all that part of his dog yard's all empty because of the. And Pat had the last year when the wolves were all eating all the dogs in Tanana, all the starving wolves, because the wolves are all starving because there's no fish on the spawning grounds, all the dead fish that wash up that the wolves eat and everything. Well, they were all starving and coming into Tanana and eating all the dogs. He must have lost, well, I bet he lost 7 of the 9 dogs that were eaten were his dogs. You know, yeah, so that was, and we just got a report Somebody saw a wolf running out of my yard just the other night, and but so far he doesn't seem to be eating dogs yet, so I hope that doesn't start again. Hopefully he's just looking for food. But okay, so up here is that building on the left there. That's the community hall. It's fairly old, log building. Takes a bit of heat to heat it, but yeah, that's our. We have potlatches, funerals, any kind of events, dog musher events and stuff like that, which don't really happen much anymore because the whole dog thing in Tanana is kind of ended. Okay, now this is Front Street. We'll bypass 2nd Street. 2nd Street is houses, mostly all the way. It's all local houses, just cabins and a lot of your log cabins and stuff, older log cabins along 2nd Street. And we're actually heading back. Like, my part of town is about 3 miles out of town, and we just went the whole distance of main part of Tanana. There's a few outlying places like mine where there's maybe 4 people living and stuff like that. That's all that goes from there on. We're heading back now towards the airport, and that's the river out there. That's all that jumbled up ice is all the rough ice that when the ice, the river starts flowing ice, the ice gets bigger and bigger and bigger and thicker and thicker and thicker, and then it starts traveling slower and slower, and next thing you know, it stops. And actually, in all the years I've been up here, I finally saw the ice stop this year for the first time, because you never know when it's going to stop, and it's just something that happens. You have to be there when it's happening. So it's pretty cool to see it stop. But all that rough ice there, that's pretty hard to run a snow-go over. It's pretty rough on your snow-go. When we go to make a truck road across there, we'll chop it out by hand, and then finally we'll be able to get heavy equipment on it. The ice will be thick enough, and we will use a small cat or something and bust up all the ice all the way across. And yeah, there's more parts of town, and now we're getting into, this is the main business area of Tanana. This right here, in between here and the school, which I already showed you at the beginning of the video, this is the main business section of town. And don't take your eyes off the video, because you're going to miss it. This is a house. Oh, this is the famous Charlie Wright of Yukon Men. This is his house. And this is where his daughter Sam, who was married to my son Joseph, was raised too. So anyway, here we go. This is the main business area, the Tanana liquor store. It's open for a couple of hours during the day, and on some days. And here we have the Tanana commercial store. They actually run a nice bed and breakfast. If anybody ever wants to come to Tanana, the upstairs of this place, they take care of you real nice. They even have some trucks they can rent you, or they're really nice. They take care of you there. And it's the only place like it in town really now. This is the Episcopal Church right here. Log cabin. Yeah, there's two churches in town. And this big log building is the Mission Church. It's owned by the Episcopal Church. And there used to be a lot of people in town. They used to actually have a family that would run the Episcopal Church, and the family would stay there. And so anyway, like I say, don't take your eyes off this, because we're about to be heading out of the business area of town. Tanana, and this is the gas station. This pump here, which right now is frozen up, and they're trying to get it unthawed, and so nobody in town can buy gas. Yeah, and this little building is the gas station where, where you pay your bill. They got little internet credit card machine, whatever. And anyway, this here is on the right is the Catholic Church. Yeah, another church, and they used to have people that would stay here when the town was a little bigger. For many years, there was 2 nuns that stayed here. And here's the front of the Tanana school, which we showed you the side of it. And yeah, so this is the front of the school. It's got a gym. It's got a small basketball court, and yeah, it's pretty nice. So, and let me see. I think we've done this part, so we could probably, if we want to hold off, Ryan, we'll go out to the airport and we'll head out there. Or anyway, there's more shots of the river, I guess. We'll take. This is a pretty good shot. We're pretty close here, pretty open. That's the river. That's the that's kind of the entire Yukon River, but this is an island across there, and on the other side of it is a channel of the Tanana River coming in, and it comes in big time about 6 miles down. So, but that is the entire Yukon River there. So we'll head out to the airport, and what's interesting about the airport is, and I hope we don't miss our plane, because Ryan's going out on this plane. He's leaving here, and I could get a shot of Ryan. Yeah, there we go. There's Hello. Ryan. Yep. Yeah, he's going to be famous soon, because he's going to be a millionaire too, because he's making he's making the Stand Project video. Yep. And he's going to be. Anyway, he works all over Alaska. He works down south in Alaska. He works up in the Koyukuk to the north here on different Alaska shows, and he is now a much sought after film outdoor camera guy. Yep. 40 below, no problem. You just set him loose in the wilderness.
Because of that, I'll take the camera back.
All right. He's had enough of that. Okay. So, all right. So now we'll head out to the airport, and it's not very thrilling, dramatic outdoor video, but it'll show you how the population of Tanana shows up at the airport to meet a plane to get their stuff off the plane, and get on the plane or get off the plane. And it's I don't know how many people are out here. Like I say, hopefully the plane hasn't left. Okay, nobody yet. So we'll we'll go while we do this, because I know it will. Oh yeah, the first truck. I think I see the first truck coming down. But anyway, we'll take a quick ride to this far end of town here. This is the airport. Barge landing. Barges. The big barges will land here sometimes and drop off heavy supplies and stuff. And there's a weather station, kind of like an FAA, unofficial FAA station, but it's the weather station is called. These are all the fish wheels that used to fish during the summer in Tanana, and these things haven't gone anywhere for 2 years. because of the fish price, and the fishery is completely shut down because of overfishing the king salmon and just a natural El Nino event that happened a few years ago to the chum salmon, which has happened many times before, and they will recover from it, and we will have chum salmon fishing again. The king salmon are probably going to go extinct because they've been overfished. The state of Alaska has completely mismanaged them as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that's the fish wheels that haven't fished. And here on the right, this is the weather station. And there's a couple of my people I know from Tanana. Looks like probably a shift change. One person's showing up and another person's leaving. That's my buddy Tom Heislip. And yeah. And this last thing here, this is actually the last building downstream of the village. This is the old, no, not the old, this is the new FAA garage. This is the where they keep the equipment, the grader and the loader and stuff like that keeps the airport clean of snow. And it's probably got the best, well, it does have the best equipment and the best maintenance of any equipment in town, because that's the way FAA is. You know, you can't mess with airplanes. You know, they have to have a good place to land, and they have to land when they want to land. And so yeah, they got some nice equipment there. And to the north, those hills, those are the hills that we travel over when we, I'll get up a little further here. Those are the hills we travel over to get to the Tozy River and out to the 14-mile hill and all those places that used to be talked about in the Yukon Men TV show. Yeah, those aren't really like I say, those are just the low hills on the way to the high hills. Really, is what you're looking at there. Yep. And yeah, there's activity at the airport now, just in that short period of time. Everybody's showing up, getting in, showing up for the airplane. Cool. This is a cool video. I've always wanted to make one of these videos of just the town. Yeah, I know I did a 40 below video, short run through town a little bit, but never really, you couldn't really get a feel for the size of Tanana and stuff like that. This video should be a lot better at that kind of thing. Yeah, so